Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. You'll have to excuse me to a certain extent. I'm a little bit tired. I'm still on holiday at the moment at home, and I really do need to start going to bed a little bit earlier. Anyway, okay, so as I say, excuse me, I went on holiday to Yarmouth with my partner Amanda and my son Aaron, and it was a really great holiday. I had a very relaxing time, and it was a really nice few days to get away from everyday stresses of life, particularly work. Even though my work situation now is a lot better, you may have heard me say in other videos, my everyday working day has improved a lot because my bosses are aware of my condition. A couple of them subscribe to my channel, so they are more aware of what tinnitus is and what affects it, i.e. stress and pressure, etc. Having said that, when I went away on holiday, and this is one of the main points of this video, I knew already that relaxing is very helpful, becoming calm is very helpful with reducing the level of tinnitus. We know this, and I've spoken about it a lot. But what I wasn't expecting, and it was really wonderful, was while I was away on holiday with my son, and each day not having to feel any pressure at all, i.e. work or just everyday stresses of life, just being able to get away from everything. What I found on the first day that I woke up in Yarmouth on holiday, knowing that the day was my own to do with as I wished, the tinnitus had again, as before, gone. It was not present, and I was not expecting this. I was expecting for it to be lowered and go down to level 1 or 2, but I was not expecting the impact to be so great. The very first day I woke up knowing that the day was mine to do with as I wished, the tinnitus was not present. I could not hear it. And again, like I did last time when I had a day like this, I mean, in one of my videos I said that it had disappeared completely. And this is how it felt while I was away. On the first day I was there, I could not detect it. And again, like I did the first time this happened, foolishly, but I don't seem to be able to stop myself from doing this, and I don't think any of us really can completely and totally stop ourselves from thinking about our tinnitus. I don't think it's possible to completely stop thinking about it. It would be great if I could, but putting it back at the back of your mind is not, of course, the same as stopping your brain thinking about it completely. I mean, subconsciously, your brain will be thinking about it anyway, so I don't think that's possible. Having said that, I said to my partner Amanda, my tinnitus has gone. I'm not hearing it. Fantastic. You know, this was on the first day. And throughout that day, I then did try to just carry on through the day. I think we went to Yarmouth Beach that day, to the seafront, where they've got rides for the children and things like that. And Amanda said to me, you know, well, don't think about it, let's just go out, you know, that's really good, let's hope you stay like that. And for the whole day of the first day that I was there, I did not hear my tinnitus at all, at any point during the whole day. when we came home, when we came back to we were staying in a caravan. When we came back to the caravan, and we had this nice day, I had forgotten about, you know, the tinnitus. I had forgotten about it because I wasn't listening to it, and I sat down and Aaron went to bed, and I sat there watching television with Amanda, and it still was not present. I could not hear it. And then, of course, it came to the time when we were going to go to bed, and usually in the evening, that is when I will still hear tinnitus when I go to bed. Sometimes I have the television on, or I may listen to the hypnotherapy files that Andrew Parr gave to me that I've been doing videos of. Sometimes if I'm hearing tinnitus I will do that. But I went to bed and I was half expecting, and I did start thinking about the tinnitus then when I went to bed, and it still did not come into my mind. And I laid there, and I for the first time since I've had tinnitus, pretty much, I just went to bed and just went straight to sleep because I was tired, without the tinnitus having any effect on me. And this carried on, this kind of day and evening throughout the whole time I've been away, carried on throughout the whole of my holiday. I think there was, I have to say that there was a couple of occasions where sitting in the caravan without any sort of, the TV wasn't on, the radio wasn't on, Aaron was outside playing, where I was in the caravan reading a morning newspaper or something like that, where it was just there. It was just there, but way in the background. I mean, way in the background, to the point of like it's not bothering me at all. But that was when I was in a silent room, which for tinnitus sufferers, as we know, to be in a silent room, silence is our enemy a lot of the time. Silence is the enemy. But I was able to sit there in the caravan, reading the newspaper in silence, and the tinnitus was at such a minimal level. It was hardly detectable. I was again, like I said, thinking, is the tinnitus there? And it was, but it was only when I thought about it and I tried, foolishly, to hear it. And I did hear it, but it was so far in the background. So, but apart from that, throughout the whole of my holiday, getting away from everything, with time being my own, as I wished to do with as I wished, I had these days of being how I used to be pre-tinnitus. It was like it wasn't there. It was like I had gone back, and I'm getting a little bit emotional about it now, because there is a downside to this, and I'm coming to this. While I was away, it was like I didn't have tinnitus, and all of you, I'm sure, will understand how amazing and absolutely wonderful and lovely that is. However, when we came home, as soon as I got home and we walked into the house, although I'm still on holiday, I haven't had to go back to work yet. I'm back to work next week. Amanda had to go back to work. As soon as we got home and we walked through the door of our house, and I was back in my, what my mind associates with my normal everyday life, as much as it has changed, and as much progress as I have made with this tinnitus. And this is the downside. As soon as I came back to my what my mind associates with my normal everyday life, my tinnitus returned. Bang, like that. Not a high volume, so don't misunderstand me, not high volume, not intense, still a level 1 to 2, but as soon as I came back home, the very moment I came back home and stepped through the door of my house and my mind was associating, this is your everyday life, you're back to it now, even though I'm still on holiday, my tinnitus came back and I could detect it, even though at a level 1 or 2, straight away, and I looked at Amanda and I said, the tinnitus has come back. It was there, in the background, but it was there. I detected it straight away. And this wasn't me thinking about it, it was there. And because I'd had these days of what I will call, I'm going to call it true peace, whether it was or not, I'm going to call it true peace. While I'd had these days of true peace away, even though it was at level 1 or 2, I detected it straight away. Now this happening reinforces more than ever to me, for myself at least, because I can only speak for myself, this reinforces the idea that tinnitus, the noise, the phantom sound, the tone, is being produced by my brain. It's nothing to do with my ears, as I've said many times. I'm not saying that the ear isn't a factor with some people, hair cells, etc. We've spoken about this many times. However, as I've said many times, whether you got it through ear damage or high levels of stress, such as myself, and I've just had another recent subscriber talk to me, she also has suffered no hearing loss, no damage to her ears. She's had her ears tested, they're perfectly fine. She doesn't have any hearing loss at all. I have slight hearing loss, but hardly anything at all, but she has no hearing loss. Her ears are absolutely perfect. She has tinnitus. Why is she having tinnitus? And I'm absolutely even more convinced now, because my brain, my mind did remove the tinnitus from my conscious senses while I was away, but when I got home it came back and it's here now. Still at level 1 or 2, but it's here. But this has absolutely convinced me more than ever, and I've said this before, but I keep saying this because hopefully it will help people to realise that it is the brain that you need to concentrate on to help you reduce your tinnitus. Reduce your tinnitus is absolutely, without question, possible. You can do it without question. Talking about a full recovery, I feel that I will be able to do this. I've already said I think it's possible for me. Being away has convinced me. My mind, my brain is capable of removing this sound from my conscious thought, because it did. Now I'm back, and as I'm talking to you now, because I'm talking about tinnitus, it is there. I am not cured. Let me make that clear for certain other people as well, because I had a little bit of trouble with this with certain people before. One in particular, Gray knows exactly who I'm talking about, who don't like to hear this kind of thing because they're not making any progress. But I'm going to say it again just to make it clear for people. I am not saying that I am cured. I am not cured. I still have tinnitus. But I do believe now, more so than ever, that it is possible to cure yourself and have a full recovery from tinnitus, as Julian Cohen-Hill has done. I believe it. And I now think that through the methods I'm using, that what I need to do is get my mind in a state where I was feeling like I was away on holiday. No pressure from the outside world, not allowing people to impact upon me or give me any stress or grief, as difficult as that may be, because we know life isn't like that. Life will throw crap at you that you can't always control. You can control your life to a certain degree. You can cut people out of your life that are giving you stress, or you can try and ignore them, which is what I do a lot of at work. But we cannot control life completely. Sometimes life will just throw crap at you, and there's nothing you can do about it. But I am now going to even more so concentrate on what Julian has termed as being kind to yourself, and this is what I'm going to continue to do. I'm going to continue to with the therapist that I'm using. The Tai Chi is very helpful. I'm getting pretty good at that now. Oh, and with the Tai Chi, I've had certain people ask me what courses I go on. Do I go to a class? I don't go to any classes, although I may do later. All I did was I bought an instructional DVD, a beginner's guide to Tai Chi, and that's perfectly adequate if you can get a good one. My series is called the Element series. You'll find it on eBay. It's very good. That's what I've been doing, and I find that very helpful. And the cranial sacral therapy, I will continue with that as well. But the whole point, the whole crux of this video, and why I really wanted to make this today after I got back from holiday, was to say, to help yourselves, be kind to yourselves, calm the nervous system, calm the mind. This is what I truly believe is the path, or getting onto the path to reducing your tinnitus towards recovery. This is what I believe. So that was great. In one way it's good news for me, because I know my mind is capable without doubt of removing this noise from my thoughts. It is capable of doing it, and it was capable of doing it for that one day that I had a little while ago, and for 4 days that I was away, 4 days that I was away, I didn't hear it at all until I came home. Now the other part of this video is I have watched a video by a medical professional that is describing possible brain surgery for the reduction of tinnitus. I'm going to post the link in the description of this video for you to watch. Now, I've watched this video, and I've seen another video where they were doing open brain surgery. The woman was laying there while they were performing surgery on her brain while she is conscious. I mean, it's just incredible. And they're with their instruments, their medical probes and instruments, they're touching parts of her brain. Her brain is, you can see it, you can see her brain. And they're touching parts of her brains with these probes, and as they're doing this, she's relating to them how it's making her feel. It's really a strange thing to see. This video that I'm going to put the description, the link to, talks about the possibility of this kind of surgery for tinnitus. Now, in this video, by no means is everything good news about it, because in this video the doctor, the medical professional, is describing how they have already performed these kinds of surgeries on people suffering with tinnitus. By no means do they get 100% success rate, no way. What they're getting is they had something like a 19% success rate with people where it did reduce their tinnitus with this kind of surgery. Some of the surgeries were performed were for a different condition, such as Parkinson's. Some people that have had Parkinson's, he talks about this, that have had this probe surgery in the brain for Parkinson's. Unfortunately, while this has happened, it has caused them to have tinnitus. Okay, so it's gone the opposite way round. Other people that have gone in there that have had tinnitus, it has worked, it has reduced it. Now, they do not understand, and the doctor says this himself. If you watch the video, he will explain this better than I can. The medical process, by no means do they know, the surgeons, they still do not know which points of the brain are are going to be helped with removal of the tinnitus when they're doing these surgeries. They're still trying to work it out. Simply put, they're still trying to work it out. But what this proves is that, and the medical professional in this video says this, what this proves is that tinnitus is not solely connected to just the auditory system of the brain, because the parts of the brain that these surgeries are probing and altering is not always the auditory system. He talks about a part of the brain, and I relate to this, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this as well. Part of the brain that they have been altering is to do with your emotional state, you know, our thought process, these kind of things. I don't know all the names of the different parts of the brain. I'm not a surgeon, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just taking what this video has said and it's making sense to me. Parts of the brain that control our thoughts, how we feel, are connected, and this is a medical professional now saying this, so the medical world are just starting to try and understand tinnitus, how the brain affects it, and how they may be able to help us. So still at the moment, this surgery is not being put out there as a cure for tinnitus. It isn't performed solely for that as a procedure, but they are experimenting with it. If you want to be a guinea pig, I mean, if some of us who are suffering so badly, I know when I was suffering at my worst, I would have done anything or tried anything to get rid of this sound in my head, so I would have put myself forward. Now, of course, I know that I can, there are natural methods that can help. And the medical professional, towards the end of the video, agrees with this notion that although of course in his world they're trying to come up with surgical procedures to reduce tinnitus or remove it completely, which they're continuing to do, he does say, and I think he writes it on his board that he's got, that because they now are coming to the conclusion that the emotional state, our thought processes, are much more connected to tinnitus than previously thought, he himself says people suffering with tinnitus, natural methods of recovery, natural methods of reducing your tinnitus. And this is coming from a medical person. Now, a couple of years ago, I don't think you would have heard a medical professional say these kinds of things, because they always think it's very, and I've had this with a doctor, they think it's very hocus pocus, or they think it's very hocus pocus, Zen nonsense. Okay? I had this with one of my own doctors when I was trying to explain to him the methods that I'm using that I am finding are working for me. The Tai Chi, the cranial therapy, counselling, going through life issues, thoughts that you've put to the back of your mind that your brain hasn't processed, life experiences, this kind of thing. I think the medical professional community a few years ago wouldn't have even listened to any of this. They would have said, you know, it's to do with your auditory system. There's nothing we can do. But I think now, at last, they are starting to make the connection that we sufferers, like myself and Julian, have already known for quite a while. I think they're starting to actually get a grasp on it and where they need to try and help us. So, to end this video, please try methods, as I've said before, to get stress out of your life if you can, as much as you can. This is the way to go. Like I said, while I was on holiday, it was like I didn't have it. Now I'm back, it's back. The noise is back in my head. Still way in the background, but it's back. and I'm sure when I go back to work, should anyone start to irritate me, I'm sure I will feel an increase in the tinnitus, but that's okay because I will take myself away now and I will do these breathing exercises, and I know I can bring it down. But anyway, I'm going to end this video because it's gone quite a while now, because I had quite a bit to say. The brain is the biggest factor in this, not your ears. I know that people have the jaw issue. Gray's very good on the jaw issue. I don't have experience of this, so if you have issues with your jaw or you think this may be connected, talk to Gray. He's the one to talk to about this, the jaw issue. But for me, the brain is the biggest factor, and now having finally heard a medical professional put it out there in a medical format, that they are now realising it is the brain. Tinnitus is connected to your emotional state, the way you think, your thought processes, life issues, stress is connected to your brain. The brain is what you need to try and concentrate on, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I now do feel like I'm on a road to recovery, and if I can help anybody out there, any of you, with any advice that I have been doing, I will continue to do that, and I wish you all the very best. And I hope that I will be doing the next hypno meditation, call it what you will, it doesn't matter what we call these things, these meditations. I'm putting that there, hypnosis, self-hypnosis, that's not important. The important part is that they work, they have worked for me. If they're working for me, they can work for you. I know Nelia Epku has had some success with this, and a couple of other people have said it's really making a difference, so that's great, that's lovely for me to hear. So I will continue with these. It's a 12-step program, so there's still plenty more of these to come. Repeat them. The more you repeat them, the more your mind will associate these sessions with calming and getting you into that state of mind between sleep and being awake. It's the, how can I put it? It's the state of in between where you're about to fall asleep but you're still conscious. That's the kind of zone, for want of a better word, that we're trying to get your mind into, where your mind is open to suggestion, open to what Andrew Parr is putting into your mind, opening your mind to it, allowing your mind to change the way it reacts to the tinnitus, to think of it in a different way. Right, I really am going to end it there because I'm starting to, as Gray would say, starting to ramble on a little bit. Okay, best wishes to everybody out there. Thank you for all of your comments, and to my fellow bikers out there, thanks for the comments on the bike and the compliments. She's not finished yet. There will be things I will be changing. I think the headlight on that bike sucks. So if any of you've got a nice little round red retro headlight, let me know and I'll probably buy it off you, because the one I've got at the moment is too futuristic, and it looks like something from, you know, some bloody futuristic, you know, War of the Worlds type movie or something like that, and it doesn't go with the rest of the bike, but that's what I've got at the moment, so that's what's on there. But I will be changing that. If you've got one, let me know. Anyway, thanks very much everybody. Best wishes to everybody with tinnitus. I hope to hear from you all soon, and yeah, that's it. Thank you very much everybody. Bye bye.